Thank you, Sophia. Welcome everyone to this virtual exhibition. Beyond Words. This name we decided on the very first day we met as a team. This course started with fun and challenging tasks. Here, most of the students will agree with me that it was fun and at the same time not so comfortable interviewing people on the streets. One of the key methods of our course was to show more and tell less. So we came up with our group name, Beyond Words. So we are a team from varied backgrounds and viewpoints with diversity as strength. It's me, Shweta from India, Kais from Netherlands,
Hello.
Beatrice from Sweden,
Hi.
Josephine from Tanzania,
Hello.
Giulio from Italy,
Morning.
Matt from Botswana,
Hello.
and Felicia from Sweden. We started our task with a societal challenge that we received from representatives from the district of Skärholmen within the city of Stockholm. As we all may agree, most of the great ideas start with a dialogue. This presentation is all about increasing dialogue between citizens and local politicians in the district of Skärholmen. Our challenge givers asked us to find out a way to make political board meetings more accessible. This refers to the Skärholmen district board meetings that are conducted every month to decide on matters relevant to the district. And there is an open hour in which anyone can come in and ask questions to the board about matters relevant to the district. So we started our task with research by interviewing local politicians, clerks, citizens, communication officers, citizen councillors, and urban planners. Now I hand over to Giulio.
Yeah, after all the interviews, we came up with the 5 personas that represent the main groups of our stakeholders. We have Erna, a 22-year-old student who loves Skärholmen and wants to share her experience. We have Giorgio, a shop owner who wants to express his ideas, but he doesn't know how. We have Hannah, a nurse in Skärholmen who feels powerless and not seen by politics. Mike, a clerk in Skärholmen, who thinks that dialogue is there is a good dialogue between citizens and clerks, but there's not enough dialogue between his colleagues. And then we have Sarah, a newly elected politician who knows the importance of dialogue, but she doesn't know where to start. Then, thanks to our interviews and observation, we found 3 main insights. First of all, we found that there are many existing dialogues between citizens, but these dialogues don't reach politicians. Secondly, we found that the current setting of board meeting demands a lot from citizens. For example, the language sometimes is too formal, the time is not always the most appropriate, and citizens are expected to read all the documents that are being discussed. And third, engaging residents should be more user-friendly and transparent, because residents do want to share their ideas in order to improve Skärholmen. So according to our insights, we created our point of view. And as you can see, board meetings are not anymore the focus of our job, but just the final step, because citizen dialogue should start before the monthly board meetings.
Okay, so from the point of view, we moved on ideation process, and we used the ideation techniques to explore a wide range of solutions to identify the challenges. And we brainstormed and used Post-it note to generate many ideas, and then group similar ideas together to form fewer concepts. So we use a solution of sketching to further elaborate this concept. So this is our 4 concepts, and for further prototyping and testing. So we have education package, mandatory dialogue, ongoing dialogue, and the ideation coach. Now moving on to the education package. this concept was designed focusing on newly elected politicians. As we know, it is difficult to start a new job, any job. So if you get a form of orientation or internship, it makes it easy to adopt. So the sketch story takes our persona, Sarah, the politician, into possible activities to do before the board meeting, which, as we identified in the point of view, should be the final step of all the process of citizen dialogue. And then the second idea, moving on to the mandatory dialogue. Now, this term mandatory dialogue means that the dialogue as a mandatory step before decision making, not forcing people into participating, but the dialogue needs to be done before decision making. So ideas are first passed to the citizens, and then politicians will discuss the citizens' opinions before they make any decision. So this will cater for the challenge of getting opinions from the citizens, like our personas, Hannah and Jojo, in the board meetings. Now, this third one, the ongoing dialogue. In our research, we found out there are a number of dialogue happening in the 4 areas of the district of Skärholmen. And this is when many citizens come together and raise issues that surround them. But in the other side, these feedbacks, they don't make it to the monthly board meetings. So our solution is to conduct more of these dialogues, but also make sure that these citizen opinions are brought in the board meetings and also they're used in decision making, so that these participants will be encouraged to participate more in the local democracy. And then last but not least, the ideation coach. Now, this one, we thought that ideas should start from citizens. And there should be someone, or rather a system in the citizen office, so that if a resident, like our identified personas, have good ideas, they should have a platform to reach out to present and restructure these ideas into a good structure to be presented in the board meetings. So moving on to the final concept, this one was based on the ideation coach concept, and it included roles of every main stakeholder that we identified during our research. And we named this platform Develop Your District. We chose this name because it has more potential to engage citizens to participate in their own local development. So now Felicia will take us into more details of this concept. Felicia?
Yes, I will begin to explain this Develop Your District concept by telling you about the main actors. Firstly, we have the ideation coaches. And an ideation coach can be anyone who is employed by the municipality in the district. For example, someone that works in school, and their task is to inspire residents in their area to share their ideas. Then we have the residents, who are the ideators and who contributes with ideas. Then there's the district dialogue expert, who is employed to manage the dialogues and give training to the ideation coaches. And we have the local politicians of Skärholmen, who is the receiver of the ideas from the residents. They read ideas, answers ideas, and asks for input. And the very basics of this concept is that the ideation coach inspires the residents to contribute with idea. The politician receives the idea, and the resident receives feedback. And the district dialogue expert manages this and makes it all work. So if that was the basics, this is the concept in detail, from start to finish, from education of ideation coaches until implementation of idea. So this shows the process of activities in the concept for all involved actors, how they are connected and how they collaborate in a platform. Except of the main actors, residents, ideation coach, district dialogue expert, and local politicians, we also have supporting actors who are Medborgarkontoret, the citizen office, clerks of the district, and also Stockholm stad and its departments, such as Trafikkontoret, for example. And for an explanation of this detailed process, you can join our breakout meeting later, or also check our report where you can find it.
Thank you, Felicia. I will take over now and discuss some of the strengths that we identified with the Develop Your District concept. First of all, inspiring residents, which might very well be the hardest task for us to achieve, getting people from not thinking at all about their districts to actually contributing their ideas. And we have thought two ways of inspiring residents. Firstly, through the ideation coaches, who are instead of the district of Skärholmen that formally ask for ideas, are more friendly and familiar faces to the residents, who might give the little nudge that the resident needs to start contribute. For example, a school teacher can introduce the platform to his or her students. And to do this, we have designed some supporting material, which you can see a poster of. The poster is actually based on an idea from a resident who wanted cows in Sätra forest. And after some discussion, it has actually been implementing, and this summer there will be cows grazing in the fields there. So it's a really great example that ideas are actually materialized in some cases. Secondly, the platform also allows politicians to ask questions to the residents. In our research, we've identified that it might be easier for a resident to come up with ideas if they have a specific point of departure, instead of coming with ideas out of the blue. So by having politicians giving a tangible topics such as parks to residents, we hope to inspire residents to contribute. Moving on to the second strength, it's the transparency of the process. If a resident, for example, Giorgio, who wants to contribute but does not how, if he puts an idea into the system, he will get notifications every step of the way, from the arrival of the idea to the approval and hopefully the implementation. And it looks like Giorgio has gotten a notification right now, and he's invited to participate at the board meeting. It's also transparent for citizens who do not contribute their ideas, because the platform shows pending ideas that have been put in the system. So Hanat, for example, who feels powerless and not seen, can see that Giorgio has put in an idea, and that idea is taken into account and discussed. So she will know that her views are actually do actually matter, which is very important. The last strength is the user friendliness. For Giorgio, who does not know who to talk to maybe for his idea, he doesn't need to think, oh, where do I need to go in the Stockholm bureaucratic system? That's a task that the district dialogue expert takes up on it. So Giorgio does not have to maneuver through the bureaucratic jungle of Stockholm stad to find the correct place. All ideas and answers are handled through the same platform, whether or not they fall under the responsibility of the district or the Stockholm stad. It's also user-friendly for politicians, and we suggest politicians to use this platform to improve their day-to-day contact with residents, having the ability to receive citizen input on items on the agenda via polls, or just having, can you please share us ideas about parks? Ultimately, this leads to getting the right answer from the residents at the right time, which can be a struggle sometimes. Those are the strengths, and Beatrice will now continue.
Yes, so here we have a systems map showing what we identified as a systems perspective of the local dialogue in Skärholmen today. And we want to show that while our concept might seem complex, it actually builds on the current organizational structure of the district. This map shows what integrations we are making through this solution. The platform uses the current system of citizen proposals, and it also draws inspiration from how the district's communication office works today. For example, parents with young children are reached through the schools in a similar manner to how we envision our ideation coaches to reach out to citizens. Citizen counselors, staff at youth recreation centers, or in nonprofit organizations, they can all become ideation coaches and introduce the platform to their target groups. This way, the concept builds on existing relations and connects them further to forward the dialogue on all levels. Which connections we make, you see, are emphasized by the pink circles here in the map, and we can talk about this more in the breakout session. And then to the very important question, but why? What do we get out of all of this? Well, to show why we believe that this concept is worth both time and money, we emphasize some of the most important gains. By involving citizens and making sure we do the right thing, there is a great possibility of improving the quality of services for the district. For instance, this can lead to less time spent on administration and redoing things. Secondly, we see that there is a possibility of increasing the trust in public institutions, which can lead to reduced vandalism and crime in the local area. Thirdly, we see that this is a way of making and justifying difficult decisions. This type of dialogue will increase the acceptance of political decisions and reduce time and money spent on conflicts and legal processes. We also foresee that there is a possibility of increasing the social capital and thereby increasing the social cohesion and inclusion in the neighborhood, which can generate many positive group effects and ensure a more thriving neighborhood. We also see that by having this ongoing dialogue platform, we can build resilient community networks, which can lead to new public-private partnerships and increase civic engagement. And lastly, we see that this enables for a more representative group of participants in decision-making, which strengthens the legitimacy of the public office and thereby our democratic system at a local level. So, to conclude, the Develop Your City concept enables residents, politicians, and district officials to connect and collaborate in an inspiring, user-friendly, and transparent way. To provide an open and transparent citizen dialogue is fundamentally a question of reinforcing democratic values in a society and promoting engaged and trusting citizens. With the help of the Develop Your District concept, we build vibrant and resilient communities for a more inclusive world. We, in the group Beyond Words, hope that we, by our work, may contribute to this development and that one or several of our solutions will be considered for implementation by our challenge givers. Thank you very much.